what is the answer?
Welcome to the Answer Podcast. I'm Terrence, and this is Torsia. And we're excited about providing biblical answers for all of your relationship questions.
Yes. Hello, everybody. So we have a question. You know what we want to know?
What's that?
We want to know today, why are men not leading? We find oftentimes you have men in relationships looking for sisters, and they get into these relationships, and the sisters have it going on.
Yeah.
You know, she's on her
Education,
career path. Yeah, she has her education.
Spirituality.
She's focused on making certain she has savings. You know, she's preparing for, rainy days, all of this stuff. She's making sure she's groomed.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, she looking good, nails, toes, hair, all
The
of
whole
this stuff.
thing.
Yeah, she taking care of herself.
Yeah, that's important.
But she wants to be in a relationship. And then we find that the man she's dating don't want to take the lead. So we're just
Is
curious.
it just in dating, or do you see that in marriage?
It's in marriage too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in marriage too. And we find that that's a problem. That's a problem, and we need an answer for that. And so I know you got something you want to share with us about this whole idea.
Well, I think, just why you think, men struggle with leadership. Why we see the issue of, that's a big issue today, just when it comes to, let's just say the home, the job. A lot of sisters getting it done on the job, in the community.
Yeah.
Why you think that? Why you think, just kind of what's your thoughts are?
Well,
you talking to the sisters.
Yeah, I think, just from a, cultural standpoint or background growing up, maybe you didn't see it in your home. You have a lot of homes where father wasn't there, so you saw mom having to carry the weight. You saw mom taking care of all the kids. You saw the woman taking the lead. And as a result of that, I think that environment cultivated within you, just the tenacity or the wherewithal to want to do and make certain things get done. But then, you desire a relationship, you desire a marriage where you have a man who does what you didn't see dad do. So
can you, do you think that's an issue? Like if you seen mom leading as a sister, now you want to lead. Yeah. Will you let him lead?
Yeah, that's definitely, that's good. That's a challenge. That's a challenge.
You know what I'm saying? Like I think one of the things, sisters, those of you who are listening, submission gives you an opportunity to see what kind of leader you have.
Talk about that a little bit more.
Well, I think it's submitting, to the brother that you're in relationship with, and you don't even know a lot of times what kind of leader you have because you won't even submit to his leadership.
Okay.
Like you won't even,
let's
get up
stay
under
right
the
there.
mission.
Let's stay right there. So you won't get up under the mission. So is it possible that we're dating, I've decided in my mind, I'm going to submit. So I give you an opportunity so that you can see I'm willing to submit by allowing you to make some decisions. One decision may be that when we go on a date, I've already made up in my mind. I'm going to see if you're going to take the lead and pay the bill. Now, I've already decided in my mind. But when
now,
we go,
is that dating? Is that marriage? Because I mean, because I'm not
in
obligating.
Dating. Let's talk about dating first.
I think it may need to be mutual.
It may need to be mutual. Well, it can be. Yeah. But my point is, I am giving the man an opportunity to lead. You don't know that I'm doing that. Yeah, in that moment. Yeah. So that's an opportunity where I'm truly willing to submit. But I know we have sisters who take care of the bill all the time.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Well, that's a red flag.
Yeah, I definitely believe. I mean, like you're obviously not leading if you're going to allow me to take the bill every time.
Yeah. So what are some other reasons why you think? So I think, sometimes the issue, you just won't let me lead, right? Okay. That can be an issue.
Give me an example of that.
Well, I think what you said. I think
not letting you take the lead.
You seen your models, right? And so as a result of seeing those models, well, my mama had to get it. She had to get it done. My father, he wasn't there. He didn't lead. He didn't provide. I never seen him open his Bible to pray. Really didn't push me to go to church. He shunned away from conflict. So as a result, well, we got to get it done.
Yeah.
So sister got it done, and so as a result, which, I think it's some good things for a woman, like, hey, I'm gonna get it done, but it's also some negative things can be passed along if we're not careful, but I wanted to ask just what other reasons, as you talk to sisters, like why men are not leading.
Yeah, well, in addition to, just the reason of the environment in which you were reared in, I think it has to do, just with the thought that it's something I have to do. It's in me, to do it as a woman. We're designed to be helpers. So as a result, we're going to help, which means that it doesn't matter what it is. I'm willing, I'm ready, I'm going to do it. And I think for, the husband or for the person you're dating, that's a good thing. You want a sister to come alongside you who's going to help you carry the weight.
Yeah.
But there are sisters, and I'm speaking for all the listeners who are ladies. I can attest that there comes a time when you do want to live a soft life. Now, you've heard that term.
I never heard that.
You never heard that.
That you soft?
No, it doesn't mean you're soft.
We're talking about the strength of a woman. Soft. like you soft.
No,
that was the brothers.
No, that's not what it means. It's simply the fact that women lead so often. We want to live a life where things are not as stressful.
Okay.
We want some easiness when it comes to life. Like, we don't want to have to always carry the weight, right? Like, that's what's being said. So a soft life is basically a life that is not so full of me having to take the lead all the time, me having to make sure all the bills get paid, me having to make sure, the kids and everything is in order, me having to take care of all the stuff that I was never designed to have to take care of all of it in the first place.
Yeah.
Right? Because the way God designed it and created it, he created man first.
Yeah.
And I believe if he created man first, then yes, God has an affinity for women, but from a positional standpoint, it is a man's responsibility to take the lead first.
Yeah. No, I think that's good. I think just, I just want to dive into this whole thing of, why men are not leading. And I think the issue is to kind of, on the flip side, what you say is hard. Like, it ain't soft. Leadership is hard.
Yeah.
And I think, not seeing that, a lot of times you may have indecisiveness. If a brother's indecisive, because I know I struggled with that early on. You remember that?
I do remember that.
Yeah.
But I also remember.
But indecisiveness is an indication of a lack of ability to lead. A person who is indecisive, won't make a decision, is an issue.
That's true. But in the same breath of you admitting early on you were indecisive, I recall, and maybe it was because I was praying, and I'm not saying, I was holier than thou, because God knows I was not. But when we were dating, I definitely had a intentional relationship with God.
Yeah.
Like, I really wanted to draw deeper in my relationship with him. And so I was praying before I met you, praying while we were dating. And I remember a situation occurred. You probably remember this as well, but you were over. You came over to see me.
Okay.
Right?
I remember
we
that.
were hanging out.
A lot of time.
Yeah. But this particular time, something happened, and I'm not going to say what it was. Something happened, and it was late in the evening, and something happened
dating?
when we were dating. Yeah, okay. It was back in the 90s.
Was it another sister?
No, it wasn't another sister. No, you try to figure out what it was while we talking to our listeners. But let me just say, the situation that happened, right? So when it happened, I was, I was upset. I was crying. I just felt, very vulnerable, that I exposed a side of weakness. And, my grandmother, who was there that night, she was a part of what transpired. And I remember just bawling. Like, I just felt so bad, because I grew up in the church, right? And it's my grandmother, who I respect and love so dearly. But you, although you were very young, what I admired in that moment and what God showed me, you acknowledged, like, the mistake. Like, you apologized.
It was on me. I made a mistake.
Well, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. We should have talked about this before we start recording.
Yeah, we should have talked about it.
But anyway, so you acknowledged it, and you also...
people can be like, what are they talking about?
I know, but I'm not revealing that. Okay. Not today. Not on this podcast. I'm not.
Yeah, I have to write about it.
But anyway, but you acknowledged it, right, in that moment. So you were vulnerable. You were honest. And I thought to myself, because I was in a relationship prior, and in that relationship, the guy, he would often lie to my grandmother, about places where we were, what we weren't supposed to be doing. So to hear you actually, stand up and say, I did, I'm sorry, whatever, I thought to myself, okay, this is somebody, who I can see as being a leader. Yeah. And then I love you just had a bias to action, I think, and I found that very attractive. I'm not going to wait, I'm going to admit, I'm going to, go, and I'm not worried about, the possibility of what people may think. No, I'm going to admit it. I'm going to own up to it, and I'm going to apologize, and it's not going to make me weak, that I did that. And so I found that to be very, very
well, I think just with good. Brothers, like, leadership is hard. Like, we won't solve. Like, what a woman need, brother, like, leadership is hard. And I think what you're saying is confidence. That's what that is. It's like, I'm confident to take an action.
Yeah.
Regardless of the people's response.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what I did. I'm kind of reflecting now on what I had to do. But I think it's like you, like, step up and, admit what you did. And you made a mistake. And don't be, what kills me a lot of times, brothers will send, like, it's a major issue, and you gonna send something through a text. Man, that burns me up right now. And that's, to me, that's lack of confidence. Versus,
it's cowardly.
It's cowardly versus, no, who I had the issue with. Let me go and speak to that particular person. And if I made a mistake, let me apologize.
Yeah.
And let me move on. And I think it's in your court now, because if I sincerely apologize and I'm willing to do the work, not to wound you, offend you, hurt you, I'm moving on. Now, if you can't receive that, you know, that's on you. Now, here's the thing. Just because I apologize don't mean we like super buddies. I think you always forgive. Like grace always forgive.
Yeah.
There's a Rissa Rayma right here. Grace always forgive, but trust take time.
Trust takes time.
Like we gotta always forgive, but in order to reestablish the intimate relationship, well, that's gonna take some time. And I think if I'm willing to put that work in, so I think at that particular moment it was, you know, I didn't understand this. I preach it a lot now, but this whole idea, like to your point, we was created first. Men go first, right? Men go first, and I do think, babe, it's a lot of cultural things that might eclipse that particular principle, because we're taught no in a culture where ladies go first. Like
right,
everything
first.
Like in that whole look, ladies first, ladies first, open the door for the lady, you know, do this for the lady, that for the lady, you know what I'm saying? And so I think you mentioned some time ago, well, we walking up the stairs, if I'm going downstairs, you behind me, I should go first in case you know, slip or something.
No, I should go first. So if I fall, you can catch
Well,
me.
I think it depends.
If we're going
If
up.
we're going up, going
Right.
down,
If
the
we're going
door,
down,
I think
first.
it's based on the situation, you know, at the restaurant, you know, is it a turning, revolving door? If it's, I think it kind of depends,
Yeah.
you know, from a safety standpoint. But I think what we're trying to convey to men is leadership is hard, and not taking action, poor leadership. Being indecisive, poor leadership. Not having confidence to confront a situation, man, that's poor leadership. Hiding behind the text message, ghosting folk, not confronting folk, dealing with the real, that ain't good leadership. And so one of the things I try to instill within myself, with my sons, with the men of the church, men go first. As a man, you need to go first, because here's the thing. Leadership is what, according to John Maxwell?
You're asking,
Yeah,
or you're
Maxie.
going to tell me? I don't remember.
Influence.
Oh, okay.
That's it, brothers. I mean, it ain't even deep. Leadership is the ability to influence, right? What gives you the ability to influence or lead is courage. Because remember, leadership hard.
Right.
So it takes courage to lead people.
I wanted to talk about that, you know, just with that whole text messaging thing. You know, and a lot of times in a lot of situations where you have, you know, men who don't want to stand up, don't want to be courageous. You know, and this is for the body, right? Everybody not going to agree with this, but those of us who are a part of the body of believers and following Jesus Christ, we know and we stand on the principle that greater is he that is within you than he is in the world.
Yeah.
And when you have that level of confidence, yeah, I may have to do some hard stuff, like confront you or admit or, you know, apologize or whatever it is, but I don't have to do it behind, you know, an email or a text.
Yeah.
Like I can pick up the phone. Like some conversations, you need to pick up the phone.
But that's confidence.
That is. And that's what I'm saying. So when you stand on that principle and you believe that, man, you have faith, trusting that, yeah, I can do this and it's going to be okay after it happens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
But it takes courage. Like it takes courage to lead. You know what I'm saying? And that's the person who is courageous gets the influence. It's the person who willing to not be indecisive, to say this is where we're going. And I think, you know, the biblical example is David when he fought Goliath. Well, David wasn't even in the army.
Yeah.
The people in the army, they were cowards.
Right.
They were afraid of Goliath. They're afraid of Goliath. David like, I'll fight him.
Right. Lil David.
Yeah, that's confidence. That's courage. He said, I will fight him. And we know the story. He whooped Goliath, cut his head off. Right? But here's the powerful piece of the story. It says, after that, the children of Israel were inspired to attack the Philistines. Mm-hmm. You with me? That's big. The courage of one guy was a seed of inspiration to a whole nation. Mm-hmm. Because the person who is courageous to lead, to take action, inspires followers. Mm. And you gotta be decisive about that. Here's the thing: why we're not courageous to lead. What if I don't whoop Goliath? Mm-hmm. What if it don't happen? Because we're afraid of failure. So a lot of times we don't shoot. I played ball. You know I could hoop. Right? I should be. Ask my mama. I could hoop.
Okay.
I had game. I'm shooting with 1 second, 5 seconds, and I'm gonna live with the Bulls.
Yeah.
And I just think you can't be afraid to miss. We're talking about LeBron James right now. Mm-hmm. You know.
Oh, so many greats.
As one of the greats. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
38,000 shots made.
Mm-hmm. How many missed?
We ain't talking about how many misses. He has so many misses.
Yeah.
You don't become great because of your unwillingness to shoot. You become great because I'm shooting. Mm-hmm. You know, and I just think as men, the whole idea of going first is, you know, to spend the time go first in prayer. Mm-hmm. Go first with like studying your Bible. Go first. I'm in the gym. You know, I'm trying to get my health right. You know, when it comes to leading the family, when it comes to my faith. Mm-hmm. And I just think as men, we have to take action. Don't be indecisive when it comes to things of God. A woman needs a man who's courageous to lead.
Absolutely. And I think I can speak for, if not all women, a lot of women who can say that, man, a man who has courage, that is really attractive to see a man today who's courageous. Now, we don't have to go back to, you know, just the old times, you know, cavemen and whatnot, but a sister want to know that a man gonna be able to go out, he gonna fight for her, he gonna fight for his family, you know, he's gonna do whatever it takes to make certain that you're taken care of. And that's extremely attractive. So I just think, you know, some men may not be focused on, you know, just what does it take, you know, to attract the right, you know, female, but courage is definitely one of them. So. And
I think the thing about courage is this. This a rhema right here. This a mic drop, I believe. Courage is not the absence of fear.
Sure.
Courage is the awareness that God is present with me.
God is present with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's knowing that. It's knowing that. That's what Dave was like. I fought the bear. The Lord was there. I fought the lion. It's being aware that God is with me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that builds the confidence. You know what I'm saying? Even if I do something and I had great intentions and I put my plan together and I hoped that this was going to work and it didn't work, I know that all things going to work together for the good of him that love the Lord and are called according to his purpose.
Yeah.
And I think just understand, like, man, I shoot. Sometimes I'm afraid. You know what I'm saying? And so just understanding that courage is not the absence of fear.
Yeah.
It's how I say that?
You said
being aware.
Being aware that God is with you.
He's with me. Like
the presence of God is with you.
Like Moses, like, Lord, I gotta go free these people. And the Lord just say, I'm with you. Like he kept telling, I'm gonna go with you.
Yeah.
Because that gives you a different level of confidence and strength. Now here's the thing about courage. And I want brothers to know this. Courage is tempered with caution.
And why is that?
Because it ain't reckless. Like David didn't run out there to fight. I'm about to whoop you. And I think a lot of time we like courage. I'm about to step out. I'm about to.
Just don't be fooled.
Yeah, courage is tempered with caution. And caution, I'm going to give me a plan. I'm going to get some wise feedback, counselors, you know what I'm saying? And I think those things are very, very important. It's tempered by past success, because past success leave clues. So I think just really understand that, because people be like, I'm about to do it.
Yeah.
And Jesus, no, that's foolish. To believe. No, that's foolish.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So men, we need you to come on, bro. We need you to step up, go first.
Step up and go first. I think we're about to wrap this up. Because I know you get wound up. And so do you have something else you want to say?
Well, I mean, if you had another question that one of the sisters asked you about courage.
I don't.
Yeah, no more questions.
No, not in my head. Something may come up after we're done recording, but certainly just want to remind all the fellas out there who listening. Listen, when you are preparing, as you continue to pursue, the young lady, or looking for the woman of your dreams, take care of your physical body. Make sure you look good, you smell good. All that is great. But please don't forget to put your courage on, because a sister is looking for men to take lead.
Courage, go holler at her.
Takes courage. What is that?
Go holler at her.
Take courage and go holler. I love it.
Yeah, man. All she can do is say, man, I don't got time. And you just keep it moving.
You keep it moving. Yeah. Because it's a lot. It's a lot of sisters out there. All right. Well, I hope you've been blessed by this podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. And remember, more answers applied, the less problems. We'll see you next time.